thank you for joining us again. Today we're up at the lofts of Mark Johnston and Son, the Son William here at the end, and after the success you had this year at both Tabani and Skibbereen, you've been flying great. But it's great to be back again, Karen. Thank you for having me. Now, I had intended coming up and doing a wee bit about your lofts and what have you, and I would like to come back and do that again with you, but what I would like to do is, there's people like myself that have only started racing. I would like to maybe put it out on Facebook next week. I'll be going to Mark Johnston. Would there be any questions? What way do you prepare your bird for a race, whatever. But what I want to concentrate on today, I believe you're going to the Dublin show.
I'm going to have to take a year or so out with a wee more.
He's suffering bad there with the asthma. And even now, with some birds here that I'm sure guys on the show would like to have a look at before we go.
Well, this is the main base of what's either winning or breeding them. So,
well, show us what you have. Show us what you have, Mark.
Start with cockeyed call. He's near done now. He's an 03 pigeon. Hollywood Star. It's my first open winner. He won the combine for me in Hollywood. 4,600 pigeons. But the day he won the open, there was 3 pigeons come together. It was him, his hen, and his sister, his nestmate. He was DW and his hen was my two burners. But his sister went in there and 2 wouldn't go in. I waited on them, and lucky enough it was first and second open, and first and second open in the 2 bird club. But his nestmate ended up getting pushed down the 4th open, but I'm not complaining. It was funny enough.
You've done very well with that, Mark.
But that cat's bred, he's bred Saxon winners in the Nippy. He's bred a Saxon winner in the combine, and he's bred 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
What breed would he be, Mark?
He's actually a Von Loon.
Von
Loon crossed with, believe it or not, a John Luke, a kid of 6 from Mazzarelli. A lot of boys get Mazzarelli hard going, but
you done alright of him?
Kid of 6 from Mazzarelli, and that's his mother. And the pigeons have bred down years. There's sisters of them at stock. There's a couple of sons of them going to sale, but I've planted to replace them at stock here.
Yes,
that are breeding. Or
you still kept the gene pool, so you have.
Well, that's going right back to, he's 03 and his mother and father were 01 and 02.
Yes.
Funny enough, his dad dropped dead in the aviary there last week. He was done. See, they're riddled with arthritis here. Once they had about 9-year-old to start showing.
Right.
But he's still in good body. If we can get an order one off in the year to put to the side.
And it should be stated that whenever I was hearing the write-up on you the last time, you're actually a 3rd generation pigeon fancier.
That's right.
It's come right down from your grandfather, your father, down to yourself.
Yep.
Your 3rd generation. So show us what else you have here, because I'm dying to see. So yeah.
There's actually a pigeon here I call the Showman. You can see.
Oh, he's lovely.
He won the online show last year on the internet. His father, I called Big Davy, at 5 first and 5 seconds from me. And the combine now, he was 5th open, twice 11th open, 17th open, and 31st open in the combine.
That's yes.
Now I had the loft broke into, and they stole him.
Right.
And this cat was in the nest when he was stole. Him and his nestmate's out there too. But this cat's bred 4 first, direct children. There's 6 half brothers and sisters of him, all in the stock loft, bred first prize winners. So I was lucky enough to have him still in the nest and get him floated. But he's an absolute beauty.
He certainly is.
Definitely is. And there's actually a son of him the year I'm putting back into the stock to let some of the stock pigeons go.
And what breed would he be?
He's my old Bushard Von Meat line.
Right.
I bought a Millie hen, but I was doing work experience, my first week work experience.
Right.
I got £100 for it while I was still at school, and instead of giving it to my ma, I went and bought 2 pigeons. That's a God's honest truth. And my granddad was with me, and I bought a Millie hen, was a daughter of the Goody Von 82, the son of the Daniel. and she's the backbone of the loft, still to this day. A 1990 really hen.
See in saying that, I mean, I've done a few interviews there with Joe Warden's son, and Davis Lofts, and Joe swears by the Bushards.
The old
That
Bushards.
that's what he has.
The Bushard, talking about work experience, I actually got the big Sammy Benson, raced as McDonald and Benson in South Belfast, gave me the checker cack, which was the old Bushard cack, and he gave me by mistake. There was big money paid for the cack, I knew nothing about it, but he phoned my dad to tell me. When I told my dad, he says, I'll get the pigeon back, and he took it up. Sammy wouldn't take the pigeon, fair play to him.
Right.
He says, I give it to the wee lad.
Fair
He
play
was
to
a
him,
Sarah, he was a Sarah Big Davy, but Big Davy was lost on his third toss as a young'un,
right?
Ballygan, and he came home at the end of the young bird season fully moulted out, and I went out to the Sputnik, chased him to see what he was. The cat started fighting on me on the Sputnik. I couldn't understand. I says, I don't know what this pigeon is. I let him in. I started the next year with 6 Whitehood cats, and my dad figured about with the natural ones.
Right.
And Jimmy Hearn, I think, had 20 Whitehood cats, and I won the inland derbies with the 5 cats, and Big Davy won the first race the next year.
Very good.
And he was never raced as a young one, never on the channel, and he had all the results. And then he was stole, but at least his still lives
The
on.
gene pool's still there.
They're still there. There's 3. There's a daughter of him and 2 sons, and then there's down from him again. But there's, well, lucky enough, there's a few different lines all doing it for me. This is Bobby's boy, named after my granda.
Very nice.
He's won 2 opens and a second open viewed, beat by the apprentice, loft mate. This is a PIGEONS Classic winner. He's coming down the Van Loons again, crossed with T&K Mahoney Sujans. Pair of eggs I brought down from Timmy. The mother, obviously Bobby's boy. The nestmate of her bred a young cat this year, was 3rd open Tulgani, beat by 2 loft mates. 5th open Skibbereen Derby, and then 42nd the Skibbereen National.
Can't
And
it.
his dad got out over my head at the start of the year.
Oh, for God's sake.
But as I say, the family's still there.
Yes.
So that cat is going to go in to replace his dad, get out.
He's going to stop then.
He'll go to stop. Luckily, hopefully he'll stay there and come. Now the day that cat was second open out of Bude, that's a cat that played him, the apprentice. He was first open viewed, second till Danny. He won the AHU Meritorious Award. I think he's at first, is it 3 seconds and a third, something like that. I just can't honestly exactly remember, but he's an AHU Meritorious Award winner and a beautiful winner. That'll do me.
And he's going to Dublin on Saturday.
No, he's not going.
He's not going.
No,
he's staying.
There's children of him going.
Right.
There's children of all these cats going. Now his nestmate is also in stock. Birthday boy. This is him here. He was 4th open skid. The day them 2 were 1st and 2nd open. Viewed. This cat was 6th open. And then he was 17th open in the PIGEONS Classic. That was all his years.
So I mean, it's all sort of one family you have now, Mark.
They're all back through each other.
Yes.
There's maybe 3 lines. Well, there's actually 4 now because I brought pigeons in last year.
Right.
And one of them bred the Skibbereen Derby winner. Crossed straight into mine, bang. And the other hen I brought 6 in, picked 2 of them and got rid of 4 of them. The hen bred 2 young birds, and both of them were first prize winners. One was first open, first club, 7th open, 4,068 pigeons. The nestmate, or the hen, I wasn't here and come home one day, missed the pigeons, and the birds were in the shade, and the hen was in the shade and won the club. It was lucky enough. And then there's a cat here, it was only brought in 2 years ago. See, I call him New Jester. He's a grandson of Mormon's Jester and Carey. This pigeon couldn't get a bit on him. in the sale,
Right.
and he was down as a hen. And I'd handled the pigeon, and I thought, if that's a hen, that's some pigeon. So the pigeon was bid anyway. The only bid, and I got him. I reared one young one off him the first year. He was first club, fourth open Tulbani. I threw him to the side and didn't breed off him the next year. Too many pigeons, just moving him about. Paired him this year, and he's a Sarah, first, second, and 11th open Tulbani, 20th open Skibbereen, in the second year breeding. So I maybe shouldn't have missed out on one year breeding. There's a pigeon nobody wanted, and I bid on him. And as I say, it turned out a cock, it's not a hen at all.
There you go.
So
There you go.
it makes you wonder sometimes. And another cock the same year, them pigeons were doing the racing. Pigeon I call a twisted flight cock.
Yes, Joseph Flight another.
He's 08, and every year he's pulled around the flight wheel like that. Now, the day them cocks in Tulbani, was it? No, sorry, Bude. This cock was 10th open. He was 10th open Bude. He was also 5th open Penzance Classic. He was 8th open Penzance the next year, and he was 9th open Bude the next year. The cock never had a prize under 200 mile. And once I got the 200 mile every week our cock was
Found
in
it
the
then,
cock.
that was it. But he's just out and out distance.
Oh.
Sitting there.
Beauty. That's direct Brand Hogan Sons out of stock loft. Absolute clinker he was. He's a young one, done nothing. And I give Ricky Hogg his dues. He says, you'll not see them pigeons before 200 mile. And now, Fermoy's 192 to me. And that's the first race he was in the prizes from Fermoy on.
And once you get that bit of distance.
But now he's in the stock loft as well.
But in saying that, Mark, you fly very well up Ireland and you also fly very well across the channel.
Well, I grew up, my granddad was always channel minded.
Yes.
I liked the sprint racing when I raced in the combine. And I come up here, and my granddad always says to me, I won the combine that day, and I'll never forget his face. I turned around and says to him, I used to do the secretary and run through it. I run around and I told him I was first, second and fourth open, and his words to me was, I come back to me when you win something decent, I got to go off further. And that was his words to me, and I thought to myself, what do you mean? And he says, well, I was first and third open Penzance Classic, my two brothers, come back to me when you win that. So that made my goal. I says, I'll prove him wrong.
Right.
Now, I never done it, he's dead and gone now. But hence the name.
But he taught you well. He taught you well. He passed down.
Taught me well, but that's why the pigeon's called Bobby's boy after him. So he knows.
I'm sure he does.
I was only 5th and open, first and 5th open that day. Funny that's a cock, it was 5th open. But it was good enough for me. He was first and third, he couldn't beat that, but
Thanks, Johnty.
I'm happy enough. But it's the same line of pigeons I've had from I was a child, so-called child, and they're still there.
And they're winning up Ireland, they're winning across the channel.
They have to go for first race to last. I send my pigeons every week, providing they're fit and healthy.
Yes.
If they're not healthy,
Stay in the
they'll
loft.
sit in the loft till I think they're ready again.
Yes.
And they just have to go. But the way I look at it is, you're keeping the pigeons all year to fly 10 races.
They're very raced.
It's not much. The pigeons years ago could fly 10 races, so why can they not do it now?
Good now.
That's the way I look at it. So all these pigeons here flew the 10 races and survived.
Well, Mark, I wish you both the very, very best of luck on Saturday down at the Dublin show. I hope you're not out of the racing too long, because
Fingers crossed, I hope.
you'll be sadly missed, so you will, because you need to be flying your birds against people who have good birds for your birds to get
But I
better.
have, that's right.
That's what I think. So I will be back to you again, and as I said, before coming next time, I probably will be putting it out on the website and asking people would they have any questions that they would like me to put to Mark. But
I know a big question boys always ask about feeding,
yes,
and anybody can come here at any day of the year They're fed as much as I want every day of the year.
Well, Davy Campbell told me exactly the same. People would say to me, you give them an ounce, you give them this, you give them that. Davy Campbell says to me, Michael, you give the birds what they want to eat. See when they stab at the trough, they're finished, they let you know, whatever they leave left it away.
I'm a big believer. Maybe that's why my pigeons have got in when the harder days come. Because I think when the harder days come in my club, the worst I've had in the prizes is 3. There's 2.5 to 400 pigeons, 500 pigeons something in our club. I remember the mallow the other year. The young birds were on the wing, I think 6.5, 7 hours. And I took the first 7 in the club.
There you go. I mean, this is the sort of quality of birds that are going to Dublin on Saturday. So anyone who's round about Dublin, a couple of spare hours, get yourself off to the Dublin show and call in and see Mark and have a chat with him. Come and see him. Mark, thank you for having me again. Carl, it's always great being here, and I'll be here again.
Yes.
William, thank you for having me here at your loft, and hopefully see you the next time I'm here.
Get a bit of scraping out by then.